616-3. Look good. Everything improves in the house. Okay? Thank you to Bennett. Also, part of the team of Saranac shit kickers here in West Michigan, JM Synthetics. Actually, Saranac is more like no man's land than it is West Michigan. It's far enough east that you get in that area of land, Lake Odessa, Portland, Saranac, where it's just like there's now, Lord Humongous in the film The Frickin' Road Warrior. 616-747-0233. He's one of the kings of the wasteland. Jason Mays, jmsynthetics.com. He distributes AMSoil products. I want you to reach out to him to be able to get your AMSoil. They invented synthetic motor oil. Become a preferred customer for just $20 a month. Opens you up to huge savings products. And if you do that and then buy $100 worth of stuff from Jason at jmsynthetics.com, he's going to give you that $20 back. All right? Thanks again.
Nice boobs, Tyler.
And now, here's a guy who has never won a congeniality award at any radio station, anywhere.
I will fight you in the street.
It's the Eric Zane Show podcast with your host, Eric Zane.
Thank you very much, Johnny. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast. It is a daily expletive-filled rant. Mouth, it is no longer my problem. Once it gets in your brain, it's your problem. Here's what I'm talking about today. I've got an update on kidney donation. If you're just checking this podcast out for the first time in a while, Diana and I have agreed to become living donors of kidneys. The docs are gonna take a kidney out of us and give it away. Okay? Trump is having a meltdown over Twitter.
Just a rude person you are.
Wait until you hear about this. I was in a Facebook war yesterday, and I swear on a stack of holy Bibles, I wasn't looking to get into a Facebook fight. Facebook fight. You are wrong and I am right. The governor of Michigan appears to be a liar. What? Zane, how could you? You've been so supportive of her. Oh, hold on a second here. Actually, I'll get and Falcon 9 rocket with NASA astronauts Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley. No go. I'll discuss that with you. Man, I was ready for that to happen too, man. And a 12-year-old kid tells a grizzly bear to fuck off. Oh, my God. This is a video you must see. I will link it up when the time is right, and it's seriously off the rails, man. This kid's nerves of steel. And a judge gives us an example of what not to say to a rape victim. That all happens on this show today. Okay. First, boy, word to the wise. If you order stuff online and it shows up at your house and it is a food product, get it in off the porch as soon as possible. Especially if you order dog food online. But what could have happened? Could someone have stolen it? No. It wasn't anything like that. But when we arrived home from Fear Bunker North the other day, I noticed there was a package on the front porch. We've got the automatic delivery from Chewy.com, which is probably the greatest thing in the world. It's just what a convenient, awesome thing. And I often think about it because these enormous bags of dog food get shipped, and the guy who has to deliver it off the truck, man, they really earn their pay when they have to lug all that shit around. The worst, you order a thing of kitty litter, it's like, an Olympic weightlifter can't lift it. It's so damn heavy. And these poor schmucks getting off the truck, all this shit up to the porch. So, yeah, I great food for the pet, for the dog, and it's a little pricey actually. But if you're really into caring about your pet, you want to. It might be weird today. It's okay. Maybe pop on over to another one of the sources. If that doesn't work, well, then I'm just going to have to punt and keep going on. I don't want to get distracted. All right. Where was I? Box of food. Dumbass Eric decides to leave it there. Yep, I'm just going to leave the food there. 1 day passes. No big deal. 2 days pass. We'll get it tomorrow. Yesterday, I finally go out to get it. And there's ants everywhere. And I'm like, oh, no, all over the box. I'm like, oh, shit. Well, I'm holding out hope that they're like just kind of like milling around waiting for there to be an opening in the bag. I'm like, surely the people who make nutritious food that any critter could get inside there. So I like brush. I rip open the box. I pull out this enormous bag of dog food, and there's ants everywhere. All these little shitty piss ants, And I'm like, fuck. So I'm knocking all the ants off of the bag. I'm shaking. There's ants falling everywhere, and I'm like, oh man, I'm telling you, I'm guessing that they're inside of here, but maybe not. And then I didn't really know what to do. But I know the one thing I shouldn't have done in hindsight, and that was bring the bag into the home. But in the way, a millimeter big, you should probably do something. You should either throw the food away and lose the money, or, I'm not really sure what else to do at that point, but probably not bring the food into the home. I did. And I brought it into our laundry room, and I set it up on this countertop. Fast forward later in the day. There's ants everywhere. The ants are like, we have encountered the dumbest fuck in the history versus human. And we are thoroughly kicking this human's ass. All of my ant buddies are in this bag consuming 50 million lifetimes worth of food. We're drunk on food. We don't know what to do with ourselves. Let's go outside of the bag and wander around and look at this asshole's house, okay? What a stupid shit. So I want, that's exactly what's happening. The ants are like dryer, and they're on the floor. They're walking over the piles of clothes. They're just enjoying the sights. They are like in Valhalla for ants. They're in an indoor location. They're going to set up shop. No longer do they have to worry about the lawnmower. They don't have to worry about rain and chemicals being dumped on them. They are in ant heaven. And they can just go back, get some more ant food, and have ant sex and conversations, and they don't have to wear ant masks. Worried might be a stretch on, but anyway, you know with this. 10 dozen of these, and there's little ants everywhere. I'm like, oh my God. I go, Diane, I got a problem. I need your help. No, I don't know what I need, but I'm just, whenever there's pandemonium, she has to be around. So I'm like, you won't believe what's happened here. These ants. And I explain what's going on. And I go, well, I got to get rid of the ants. So right away, this is what I came up with. This is the best thing that could have happened. I mean, the only thing to do, really, because I want to save the food. Okay, so this is what the task was. I said, Diana, I go, all right, I have the bag of food now, and now I'm in the kitchen. The tour of my house for the ants is continuing. All right, great. And I said to Diana, I go, all right, can you go in and spray everywhere inside of there? In the laundry room. So she gets like the ant spray, and she contaminates the whole room with this ant spray. The whole room smells like a can of Raid. It's horrible. The dogs, if they were to walk in there, they'd probably die 1 second in the room. And there's dead ants everywhere. She lays down the atom bomb of ant poison. And here I am, and I've got the bag, and I can out of the bag. First of all, how the fuck can they make that frickin' dog food and not have that thing completely? I look in the bag and I can see ants inside of there. Now, the ants are the same color as the dog food. What am I going to do? And so I'm faced with the fact that I might have to just throw this thing of dog food away. And then it hits me. I go, I've got it. I know what I can do. You know how in the when they would show depictions of people going out west in the United States looking for gold, and they would take that thing that they'd be panning into the riverbed, and then they would kind of move it back and forth, and the water would go through, and they'd sit there and be panning, looking for little nuggets of gold inside of the soil. This is what I had to do. So I've got a colander. You put the spaghetti in there and the water drains through it. I go, shaking it. And so brilliant. Whatever. And I get down, shut up, fuck you. I'm squishing them with my finger, and then I take the food and I dump it into like a garbage bag. And then I did it again, and again, and again. And it took probably, this is a huge bag of food. This is like a 40, 50-pound bag of food. And I'm lifting like each scoop is like maybe a pound of food. So, it took a while. Piffed out ants. Well, I'm sure I didn't get them all. I noticed that a lot of the ants that fell through on the colander were dead. And I'm like, well, how did they die? Did they die of bliss? And then it occurred to me that maybe all of those food, it'd be like being a person surrounded by enormous boulders like 10 times your size just crashing into you. Can you imagine what it was like for those ants? They'd be like, oh, my God, this is the food that we love, and it's killing us now. We're in an earthquake zone. All right, so that was it. I got through the whole damn thing, and I probably had 50 to 100 ants in this damn bowl. Dumped it into their little food bin, which is what I should have done when I got the stupid box from Chewy delivered to the house. This definitely falls into the category of a personal adventure / shenanigans, maybe some degree of folly and stupidity. Well, all right. So that's what you should do if the food shows up at your house. Get it off of the porch. And I've got ants everywhere around this property, man. It's like, damn it, this is ridiculous. Okay. Also on the open today, I want to update you on kidney donation. I teased it just a few minutes ago. And if you're just getting caught up on the podcast, you may not be aware, but Diana and I were struck by a bolt from the blue as baby Jesus said, I want you to go and I want you to help the guy that you went to high school with, Eric Zane. And I said, well, wait a minute. What do you mean, God? He goes, I know you can hear me. I want you to take a kidney out of your body and I want you to give it to this gentleman. And I'm like, really? He says, yep. Are you down? I go, well, I'm up for a challenge. I would love to do it. But first, I want to test the water here. Before I make any major decision like a veteran husband that I am, you always run it by the boss. You can't just go and do shit on your own if you're in a collaborative effort in something known as a marriage. First and foremost, you got to run it by the bigwig here on earth. Overall, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, is in charge of the whole shooting match. But chain of command here, I'm number 3, okay? I got to talk to number 2 to make sure number 2 is on board with this. All right, so I said, all right, God, hang on. Probably going to be no problem. But let me just run it by the boss here. I kind of know how she thinks. And so I said to her, I go, so, look, if you went to high school with somebody and you hadn't seen them in 32 years, but you recently struck up a conversation with them and you found out through this conversation this person was dying of kidney failure and needs a kidney, would you be willing to give that kidney to that person? Without hesitation, my lovely wife said, yes, of course. I go, yeah, me too. Well, here you go. And I explained to her the scenario, and off we go, just like that. I immediately broke the news to my new pal, who it's kind of weird saying that because I share a lot of common things with this person, and I remember him as a 17-year-old, and now he's a 50-year-old, 51-year-old. It's just really, really crazy how this all came together. Told this gentleman, and he might be one of the sweetest, most emotional souls I have ever met. And I'm keeping it very vague as to who he is per his request. And he is probably one of the most sensitive people I've ever met in my life. And I love it because I'm talking to him all the time, and every day I have some degree of information for him to him. And we're going through this process, and I'll get to that in a second. And, nearly every time I talk to him, this sweet, sweet soul starts to weep, and then I want to cry. And I'm like, it's really beautiful. It is really, really beautiful what is happening here. And, excuse me. Sometimes I have to clear my throat. So the relations, and when I say begun, yeah, I knew him, but I don't know him as a 51-year-old. I know him as the 17-year-old looking to score some chicks, get drunk, and hang out in the Burger King parking lot. So I'm basically starting a new relationship, Diana and I are. And it's going great. It's going really, really great. This is a long, long process. And every day we tend to learn something new, and yesterday was a day for that. We're in the spot where we're in preliminary work with two places, Baylor University and UCLA, the areas at those hospitals. They're a little different in how they do it. UCLA will explore multiple options at once. Baylor does it one candidate at a time. So there's like a line of people, and it turns out that my friend has a person who is associated with Baylor right now and is actually being screened. If that falls through, they would then go to the next person in the queue. UCLA, multiple people. So Diana and I have had a conversation with the folks at UCLA, and I have. Yesterday, Diana got another phone call from UCLA, and I did not. I don't know why. It doesn't matter. But they, maybe I'll hear today. They said, all right, Diana, this is what we'd like to do. We have to begin the testing. Now, we're across the country from them, and she said, some of the testing can be done in Michigan, but we're having difficulty with COVID-19 and a couple other factors in getting you in the right place at the right time to be able to begin this process. We're talking blood work and all sorts of different things that have to take place. They're very, very meticulous about kidney donation as to what they have to do. So they're like, and Diana says, well, look, whatever you decide, let me just say, pick the shortest path to getting the kidney out of me and into potentially him. Whatever that is, make that decision for me and tell me what to do. And right when she said that, I go, well, that's brilliant. I mean, that's and potential oddities out of it, rigmarole, red tape, any other words to describe those types of things, by offering that. And we had agreed to do that. And the people on the other end of the phone are like, oh, well, that's great. Well, then come here. And she goes, all right, fine. Just let me know. Give me a plane ticket, and I'm there. Okay, so that's apparently going to happen. We kind of just sit around waiting every day for the next big morsel of information. So that's basically it. This whole process, the short time, week or so that we've been going through it, has been really fantastic, because it's that whole idea of when you have something massive like this, sometimes the zeal for the idea might lose its luster and you might have a second thought, We've all done that. Maybe you bite off more than you can chew and you have second thoughts, and that's okay. That is absolutely okay and understandable. However, in this scenario, we haven't had even an inkling of a doubt. So much so that regardless of what happens with this sweet person, this sweet soul that we want to donate the kidney to, because both of us, I mean, they're not going to put 2 kidneys in him. They're going to put 1. So it's going to be her or me. We want it to go down the road of no matter what happens, no matter if he gets it or not, and we're hoping he does, the kidneys need to be out of our bodies and put into an alive person. Somebody's going to get a kidney, okay? So that's it, man. And I just wanted to share that with you because it's exciting to me. And so anytime I get information, I reach out to Dude. And now you got to understand, he's been through the ringer in the past few years because the kidney donation process is, for whatever reason, it's set up that almost like he has to go and get the donor. It's that difficult to just be given one. There's thousands of people on a waiting list, and it's you either come up with somebody on your own or you're going to be on a machine for the rest of your life, a dialysis machine. So that's very, very difficult, and he has been through the process several kids and a lovely wife, and all he wants to do is grow old with his family. So I can imagine how horribly traumatic it must be as he gets down that road to a certain point and then roadblock, bam, oh God. So I texted him yesterday and I go, hey, I got a quick update for you. Can I call you? Then I forgot that I texted him. And then it dawned on me and I was like, oh shit, he's going to be freaking out, man. And then he called. He sent like more than one text message. And I was like, oh, shit, it's been several minutes since I texted that. And he's already answered. He's probably sitting by the phone staring at the damn thing right now like, oh, my God, call me, please, please. And then he's no doubt experiencing some anxiety waiting for the next bit of bad news. So I call him, and he picks it up. Hey, Eric, how are you? He's got this really sweet, airy tone of voice, all eternally optimistic, but I can tell there's always a hinge of concern when he's speaking, okay? Hey, how was your day? And then, we get past the preliminaries of the conversation, and I'm speaking to him the way I am to you now, and I don't have even a hint of any bad tone of voice or sadness. And he says, is this bad news? And I could tell he had been stressing. And I go, oh, no. This is just a run-of-the-mill update. No big deal. This is oh, thank God. I'm like, oh, shit. I got to be more careful about this. I can't nonchalantly send hey, got a minute for go do something else like a jackass. I need to be keenly aware that the person on the other end of this conversation has great trepidation. So then I informed this sweet person about all the things I just informed you about, and then he was able to, and I try to give him as much information as I can to give him a morsel of positivity to help him through the day, because every night he has to hook his body up to this fucking machine, and it's a shit show machine. The dialysis is from what I understand. As I have, Diane and I have continued to educate ourselves on the what a person like that goes through, and how a kidney donation, a living kidney donation, can quite literally bring these people back to life. So, yeah, that's basically it. I wanted to update you because we're all in this together. You know, that's how we roll on the Eric Zane Show podcast. Okay, the open of the Eric Zane Show podcast, you just witnessed it, my God, is brought to you by the Kent County Health Department. You know it's going good when an enormous entity like the Health Department is sponsoring little old Eric's podcast. They're reminding you, hey, cough into your elbow. Cough in your elbow. Wear a mask. Be socially distant. Don't be an ignorant asshole. Just accept the fact that life is out. You'll get used to it. No big deal. No need to make it political. No need to do anything stupid. Don't hold a vendetta against anybody because of wearing a mask. You people who are wearing masks, don't hold it against the people who don't hold masks or wear masks. Just hope that they maybe do. And there you go. They also want you to know that as many of you have been, your income earning potential has been compromised by this pandemic. If you get in the weeds on being able to buy food, the WIC program can buy it for you. You need to call this number and see if you qualify, 616-632-7200. You pay your whole life to fund this program. If you need to utilize it, do it. 616-632-7200. How about this lady? Amy Porter from A&D Cleaning. Get an estimate about getting your home cleaned either one time, weekly, monthly, twice a month, twice a week, every day, whatever you want. She is the premier house cleaner in West Michigan. Most of my sponsors are West Michigan based. 616-550-3644. You call her up and say, hey, I'm over in this part of town. Yeah, I can do that. Let's do an estimate. She'll go over the rules about how it works with social distancing and stuff like that. She's got it covered. She works very closely with the state of Michigan. 616-550-3644. Thank you. There's Blue Tea. They're getting to the status of longtime sponsor of the Eric Zane Show podcast. Thank you to them. 616-200-8550. What are they? If you're new to the podcast, this is an industry managed IT service provider. You've heard of that. They show up at your workplace, make sure that the computers are in tip-top running fashion, make sure you don't have any viruses, make sure you have all the updates, make sure your equipment is not operating at with a compromised operating system. They do it all. And I encourage you, if you're a small or medium-sized business, to get on board with them for like a monthly deal where they do checkups on your stuff regularly. They can work remotely. That helps during COVID-19. And for a lot of you, your employees are at home, you know, as you figured out a way to keep business running, but they're actually at their houses. Blue Frost IT can help them because they're using their own gear, and so, you know, there might be some porn on the computer that's caused viruses. 616-200-8550. And they've slashed their rate in half during the pandemic for the hourly quick fix. It was a certain amount. Now it's literally one half that during the pandemic for stay-at-home in Michigan, which I think is, what is it, June 12th? Some of you guys that hate the governor know that date. You got it like circled on your calendar with like a skull and crossbones. Speaking of government, I got offered, you know, you've heard about the Small Business Association? I'll be totally transparent with you. When the pandemic started, I wasn't sure if when the stay-at-home started, I was concerned, like other entities like radio and TV, if my clients would bail on me or would stop their advertising. And they haven't. So that's very good. But I was worried at the time. And so what I did was I applied for this Small Business Association loan, which is, you know, you've heard about all that money being available for businesses, but then you hear like the Los Angeles Lakers tapped into it and Ruth's Chris Steakhouse tapped into it. You're like, what the fuck? Well, I never heard anything from them at all. Well, I just assumed the money dried up, and it turns out that in short order, I realized I don't need it. And whether it's a grant or a loan, I wasn't really interested in it at all, because I've been able to renew the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. I renewed Bennett Flooring Installation. I just signed on Shoreliners and Kim Lazera with Zingular Health and Wellness Products. It's been great. Green Clean Technologies signed up. I've had no issues. It's been business as usual for the podcast, so I'm lucky. So right away, I was like, I had forgotten that I even went down that road. And I was like, okay, now I'm not telling you this to brag. I'm telling you this because the SBA reached out to me and said, Your money is ready to be claimed. And I was like, what? So I ignored the email. And then I got another one from them. And they said, look, this money is yours. All you got to do is click this, and you're going to get money. Now, I didn't take it, and I deleted the email. But I said, well, I wonder what this means. I would assume like $1,000. I shit you not. If you want, I can, well, I deleted the email, so it might be in my trash. They offered me $23,500 with an SBA loan. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? What? And what they do is they offer it to you on a low interest rate to pay it back. So that's another reason why I wouldn't want it at all. I mean, I'm not here to accumulate debt. I don't, like I said, I've been very lucky in having this steady income from the advertisers and the Patreon members. So I'm like, well, fuck, no, I'm not going to do this. And you could do it for like a mortgage. So what they were offering me, the government, with like sight unseen, all I had to do, and it had my information, because when I first sent that email, I put in all of my information. If I hit the big green button, money goes from federal dollars into my bank account, and you don't have to pay it back for 1 full year. You don't have to start paying out for a year. And I thought, well, this is fantastic for the right people. Now, you might be like, Zane, I'd have taken that money. Well, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. I'm still paying 3.75% interest on $23,500 over 30 years. That's a lot of money to pay off and pay back. So, no, I'm not really interested in that at all. You know who was? The temptress. So I was like, I just told her, like, in a way, like, because it's an interesting story to tell you. And so I go, you won't believe this. You know what they offered us? This is it's a little scary because, I was hoping for $1,000. That that enormous amount of money, they were just willing to like throw it out like bricks of money to me. And I think that that's kind of a problem that they would do that, because I know people who are in business who have not been able to get access to that money. And here I am, a one-man operation, and sight unseen, they want to drop that type of coin on me. I was like, no. I know. I tell her the same story I just told you. You know, if you took that money, we could get the floor fixed. I go, are you crazy? I go, no, come on. Shut it. Stop. No, I'm not interested in this at all. I don't want to take out a loan. I didn't get into. No, that's not the point of this. The point of that was for people in peril. The point of it was an emergency scenario, considering what we're dealing with. So stop. Just want to share that with you. I always tell you everything. I can't help it. But, so no, I go, no. I don't want anything to do with this damn money. Knowing my luck, I'm going to accept this stupid money, and it's going to cause me all sorts of heartache and trouble. We don't deserve that. On this, I veto stamp. Give it to somebody else. All right, this next bit of material that I want to discuss with you is heavy-duty shit. It is no fun, but it needs to be discussed. I've thought about it good and hard, and I can remain silent no longer. I was like, I need to follow the story. I need to gather as much information as I can before I go down this road. And I have formulated an opinion, and I'm going to give it to you right now. A cop murdered a guy in the street. It was in Minneapolis. He's a black dude. His name's George Floyd. Floyd was down on his luck. He went into some store, tried to pass a fake $20 bill. Guy who called the store, or guy who owned the store, excuse me, said, all right, dude, this is fucked up. I'm calling the cops, as he should. Cops show up. There's this dude. Now, what we see in the video, it's absolutely one of the most horrible things I've ever seen in my life. It's really stuck with me. I'm not really sure. There's a couple of facts I'm not clear about. More footage will show this. But and I don't have the names of cops. I've seen it. You've seen it. So let's just get to my opinion on it. But a little bit of background. White cop detaining black guy. Cop is pulling black guy out of his car. It looks to be struggle-y, but not like really a struggle. It's not like he's attacking the cop from what I saw. It's not like he's reaching for the gun. It's not like you have a ridiculous non-compliance moment. Because you know me, a lot of the times I have said, if the compliance were happening appropriately, bad things wouldn't happen. I have a but I do know this. The cop put a knee on the guy's neck for extended time. And the cop, because of that, the guy died. He killed him right there in the street. And how the fuck does this make any sense whatsoever? I don't think it makes any sense. Right away, 4 cops are fired. This is going to be it. You know, they were fired right away. This is the problem. And now they're going to be arrested. Or at least the one guy is going to be arrested. And I think that what gets me about this is how in the scope of knee on man does guy who is putting the knee on the man think that he must continue applying the pressure? At what point? Why can't, I mean, how? Doing that to someone. Let's say I was restraining the bad guy across the street from my son who was acting like an asshole, and I had to restrain him, and I could see that the fight's over, the guy's out, and he is, in fact, dying. I would tend to think that I would have enough sense to know when I'm choking the life out of the man. For whatever reason, that did not happen. And for whatever reason, the other 3 cops did not prevent that from happening any further. How in police work that this can be acceptable. Now, for a lot of you, you're like, how is Zane having this opinion? Well, I have fucking eyes, okay? I have ears and I have a brain. How can you not see that this is, based on what we've seen right now, anything but one man killing a guy on camera? All right, so this is really, really bad. The next step, Scott, the one dude for sure should be arrested, and then you hold him, like, you know, arrested, and while you sort it out and figure out what charges, if any, more information. You can't just let him walk away because a guy died. Second of all, this is a extremely sensitive issue that has once again surfaced. Cop guy, front seat of his car. Got shot, had a license to carry a pistol, and he told the cop that he had a gun. Said, "Well, don't for it right." The jumpy cop, idiot. Probably shouldn't be a cop anymore, but I don't think it's a murder. It's just, like that. This is different. So now what? The black community, and in a lot of cases the white community, are rioting in Minnesota. Overnight, a shit show. Buildings burning, cops with riot gear, cars on fire, crazy people looting stores, which, you know, it's just too bad that the stupid people that are in the black community or the white community think that this is the way to go. But this is what you get when something like this happens. And fuck, man, how about this? Did you see the meme that has surfaced? And it's like, holy shit, man, boy, it just puts it into you know me, folks. I look at this shit and I'm like, I form an opinion and I go with it. And I'm going with this one. I'm sorry. This is not acceptable in any way, shape, or form. From what I see right now, this ex-cop should spend the rest of his life in prison, and it should be a swift process. And those other 3 cops, they should be held accountable, too, for the loss of this guy's life. Now, I will say this. If body camera footage shows something that I don't know about right now, that can change. And I'll take it as it comes. But as of right now, no way. Fuck this. Did you see what LeBron James posted? Now, sometimes I see the things that James posts. Like when he posted the thing about Ahmaud Arbery. What the fuck did he do? He did something about Ahmaud Arbery, and he indicated that white people are hunting black people. And I was like, I don't buy that. Okay, I don't believe it's like we go around and like want to, and white people are just trying to kill black people. I think the case there was you had 2 stupid hillbillies who are racist, who should also be in jail for a long time. They didn't wake up and say, I'm going to go hunt a black person. However, James' Instagram post, I've seen this more than once, is so fucking, oh my God, is it a gut punch? And you have to be a head in the sand fuckface to not acknowledge the point of it. Like me, I've been staunchly opposed to a guy like Colin Kaepernick taking a knee. When something like this gnaws at your thoughts, you're like, oh fuck, man, I can't deny that. I'm not gonna go down that road and fight that fight. The tweet is a split shot. One half of the Instagram post, half white asshole with his knee on the man who is going to die. George. Fuck. Well, guess who I'm not going to bitch about anymore? Colin Kaepernick. Fuck that, man. There is no way in hell I'm going to go down this road. This cannot be ignored, in my opinion. Right now, this is where I stand on this. And you might be like, wishy-washy, flip-floppy Zane. There he goes again. Fuck. Did you see this? Did you watch it? Come on. This is horrible. That's where I stand on the death of George Floyd. Until I get any more information that tells me otherwise, this ex-cop should spend the rest of his life behind bars. I told you this was going to be heavy, man. I've got one more really heavy thing to talk about. And it is also race-related, so it kind of fits. No, don't worry. The whole show's not going to be like this. I've got high moments. I've got uplifting kidney donation stories. I got silly sifting ants in a colander story. I've got the fucking truth about this. And by the way, I'd love to argue with any of you about this. Again, here's where I stand. George Floyd was murdered in the street by a cop. 3 cops watched him die. The most poignant post I've seen about Colin Kaepernick was on display by LeBron James. Those are my opinions. Could be yours. You're encouraged on Facebook Live to leave your opinion, and you all can fight about it. I'll let you all do the heavy lifting. I will go back and read those comments, and I'll be happy to share them on the podcast tomorrow with Facebook feedback. Could be another Facebook fight, Facebook fight. You are wrong and I am right. All right. Excuse me. I don't know what my deal is. I think I'm coming down with something. I don't think it is. All right, where am I? Okay. This is more cop-related racism horseshit. Man, I bet you this cop in Louisiana is thinking, why the hell did I let that sneak out of my brain? I was doing just fine being a racist fucknut when I was quiet. Those were great days. I could sit around and be a racist asshole, and no one knew about it. By the way, real quick, back to the other story. I am never going to be some anti-cop guy, some piece of like that. I'm not of that ilk. I normally, you know me. I'm constantly in support, lockstep with the local fraternal order of police doing fundraisers and police unions. I'm always on the side of the police unions when the chief reacts terribly to something that happened on the street. I'm always about that. Because I've got, again, eyes, ears, and a brain. Not in this case, though. Not with regard to George Floyd, as of this moment. If something presents itself that shines more light on it, then I would perhaps change my opinion. But I will not take the information presented and say, I'm going to wait for more info before I cast an opinion. Fuck that. That cop killed that dude. All right. Chief of police in a community called Kaplan, Louisiana, about 90 miles southwest of Baton Rouge, said one of his officers, Steve Aucoin, has been fired. Well, what the hell happened, Zane? Officer Steve Aucoin made a Facebook comment under a local news station's live feed. You ever scroll by, or you can post mad face or happy face or thumbs up, whatever. One of the commenters on the live feed said, the virus that was created to kill all the blacks is death. That sounds a little weird. He didn't write that. But he saw it, and he made a comment. Virus that was created to kill all the blacks is death. Blacks is all capitalized. Officer Steve Aucoin wrote, well, it didn't work. Jesus. Aucoin wrote. What the fuck? Well, screenshots by TV station KLFY brought this to light. How'd you like to be the chief of police and you're sitting there, this is a small community. You're probably looking to, maybe, whatever, have a nice relaxing day for work. stoplight town, and all of a sudden one of your officers is saying, what a bummer that all the blacks aren't dead. You got to deal with this asshole. So the TV station called up the chief, his feet up on the desk. He's like, what? He did what? What the fuck? Sends him the screenshots. Oh, no. The police department said in a statement on its Facebook page that it was made aware of Aucoin's comments, looked into it. Let me check on this one. And he fired him. Well, Chief Hardy in the Kaplan Police Department would like to apologize for this matter, the statement said. Hardy did not immediately return a request for comment Wednesday. Aucoin could not be reached for comment. Aucoin had worked previously for the department for 8 months and had been back on the force for about 3 before he was let go. Chief says all the right things. Says now we don't tolerate that racist shit. We hold cops to a higher standard. You can't just go and post anything you want on social media. He told the outlet the entire Facebook thread was investigated. There were some other comments further up that was also not suitable for the police officer to be putting on Facebook. All right, there you go. Aucoin's firing was welcomed by many commenters on the department's Facebook page. I applaud your swift and decisive action regarding this matter, one Louisiana resident wrote. Your willingness to serve notice on bigotry and ignorance is a genuine representation of redoubtable leadership that is necessary during these difficult times. Chief's like, whoo, fuck yes. Man, you do not want to do that. Probably can't be on Facebook anymore to start anymore. Facebook fights, Facebook fights. You are wrong and I am right. And I'm going to tell you about my Facebook fight. Kind of. I didn't intend to pick a fucking Facebook fight yesterday, but it happened. My God. I'll tell you about that coming up. This show is powered by a ton of amazing local sponsors. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, thank you. Thank God the sign is still up. It's been falling down behind me every time I start to talk about them. Look, if you're in the market for a mortgage, either a refi, looking to buy a house, maybe your first mortgage, Mario's the guy. Call him, mention me, you're in great shape. He will work tirelessly for you. Some of you might need a refi to push you through to the other side during the pandemic. He understands that. He doesn't make any money off those deals. It's just up there for you. Now, some people might make money off those deals, not Mario. Just remember him when you're looking for your first home or you're looking for a home. And go ahead, do your diligence, bang on the door of many other people who do this for a living, but Mario's going to win out every damn time. 231-332-6505 for the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. And don't just go with any Van Dyke Mortgage. That's a national entity, okay? There's offices everywhere. It's huge. They have so much money to give you to get into a home. Make sure it's the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Jose Flores, no way. Alejandro Flores, no way. Mario Flores. He might even be able to speak some forbidden Spanish with you.
Tu madre es una puta.
Don't say that to him.
Vete a la chingada, cabrón.
Do not tell him to go fuck himself.
Comes chingo de cagada.
No. Telling him to eat tons of shit will not get you a mortgage faster, Joe Martinez.
Come mis nalgas cuando yo...
Why would you say, Joe, eat my ass while I'm shitting to him when he's trying to get you the best deal on a mortgage? That's ridiculous.
Lame mi palo con tu culo.
Well, that's just going to get you thrown out of there if you say, suck my dick with your butt to him. I can promise you, he's a big, burly guy. So knock that shit off, Joe Martinez. All right. One of my friends in hockey is one of the best referees in the American Hockey League. His name is Tim Mayer. Now, Tim owns a business called Shoreliners. Zane, what the hell is that? They stripe parking lots. They stripe workplaces. They stripe, just about everything. Everything that needs a stripe on it, they can put it down. All right? Shoreliners is who you want to call. You might be needing restriping. You might be needing striping for the first time. That's what they do. 616-536-1985. 616-536-1985. I want to do this. Like, you ever see, I used to have that bit called Do Your Job Friday that I think I only did one time. I want to. All right, I mentioned Joe Martinez in Forbidden Spanish. He is installing the Comfort Maker air conditioning and heating products. Okay? Comfort with confidence with the Comfort and you mentioned me, you're going to get it for $79. That's right.
Vete a la chingada, cabrón.
That's what Joe wants you to know. What you can do if you don't call him.
Vete a la chingada, cabrón.
Go ahead. If you turn on the TV, you see Stanley's Heating and Cooling. We're here for you. That's their slug line. With Joe, it's A&E Heating and Cooling. Your mother's a whore.
Tu madre es una puta.
That's right. Your mother's a whore, too, with A&E Heating and Cooling. 616-516-85, by the way. This podcast is the only place where the clients, the advertisers, I can get away with telling you about what they call your mom a whore. That's unbelievable. The takeaway here is the meeting in the world space of me and podcasting technology is the only way this could happen. Because I could never be on the radio saying, hey, go to so-and-so Heating and Cooling, where they say,
Tu madre es una puta.
Your mom's a whore. I can do that here. That's what makes this so wonderful. Anyway, call Joe and get the shit done. Uh-oh. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay. On your mark. Get set.
Facebook fight. You are wrong and I am right. You are a stupid prick. You can suck my big fat dick. This is another Facebook fight.
Yeah. How did this Facebook fight begin? Okay. I've been meaning to do this. Sign language behind Governor Gretchen Whitmer. I knew if I posted anything about this, I would have a few I hate Whitmer comments on it, on the post. But I really wanted to hear what people thought. And this is how it unfolded. I got screenshots of this one particular signer of ASL, American Sign Language. And when Whitmer is talking, you have this one lady a thing, and I don't notice anything out of the norm, I guess. Or what, I mean, nothing stands out to me as, wait, what the fuck is going on there? But this one brunette, I mean, I talked about yesterday, just really exaggerated facial expressions, and she's doing it. If I do it, everybody's going to get pissed off at me all over again. And it's so pronounced that no matter what Whitmer is talking about, I don't even hear it. I'm like, what the fuck? Well, to me, it's distracting and off-putting. So basically, when Whitmer does a message about coronavirus or how she is mad at her husband for trying to cut the line and get his boat in the fucking water, no one hears that. The only people that get the message are the people who are following. What's the deal with the lady who does the signing during the Whitmer press conferences? And to illustrate that, all of her faces are and she's really animated. I didn't say, what's up with this dumb bitch? I mean, I got more sense than that. I didn't say, check out this stupid fucking bitch. Who does the signing during the Whitmer press conferences. Now, I'll say this. 5 years ago, I put something like that up. Nobody bats an eye. Nowadays, because you're all a bunch of fucking pussies, everybody freaks out at me over this shit. So I'm seeing it all unfold before my eyes. And the way it usually goes is I. Lost thread that blew up in my fucking face. John writes, she's a beautiful person. Well, all right, that's nice that you think that. I didn't say she was not. She's a beautiful person with a highly respected job that is required to translate out of Whitmer's cockhole. All right, so there's a lot of different directions there. He loves her. I know that that's a highly respected job, and I know that she's translating, and then he goes political about it, so that's kind of fucked up, and it doesn't warrant any response. Carlton writes, all liberals are fucked up like that. Oh, my God, what a thing to say. Junior Bass says she's got that mush mouth face like she got down on a $20 rock. What the fuck? Funny. It's not what I was shooting for. Completely inappropriate. Because I sure wasn't paying attention to Whitmer. I don't know. Is that, I mean, if you were to have a room full of people who cannot hear a thing, are they going to want her? I think this is ultimately what we need. We got to do an experiment, a room of people who can't hear, and ask them. Write it out, sign it out, get the information to these people, and say, so you don't hurt the feelings of the signer. It can be, we can just show video. Say, do you prefer this signer, or do you prefer this signer? And if they say, I prefer the one making the faces, well, then there you go. That's all we can do. Not one person who cannot hear weighed in on this. I needed some person who can't hear to weigh in on it, and I didn't get one. All I got was people pissed off at me, and I'll get to that, in a second. One guy, I got in such a bad fight with him, taking it to a personal message, and I ended up screaming him down and saying terrible things to him, banning him, and then I felt bad, unbanned him, reached out to him and said, look, dude, I don't want to fight with you over this. I didn't intend to do anything. We ended up solving it. Seriously, I was going to lose sleep over that. Jared says some of her expressions are very Quentin Tarantino-esque. I don't get that. Allison, who was on the show last week, she very politely explains what I was looking for. Facial expressions are part of ASL, but vary from person to person. My nephew was born deaf. He's 4 now, so I've learned a ton watching my family explore ASL and deaf culture. It has its own community. It's really interesting to learn about, and I think it's one of those things that unless you know someone who's deaf or hard of hearing, you might not be familiar with the norms or the nuances. Now, how hard was that? What a beautiful response that was. There was a few like that. Lovely Nicole, better half of one. Kevin Wright, how are you just now sharing this week-old shit, hack? What? Sarah, a lady, writes, I think it's because her eyebrows are so extra. I did kind of get into it, and I said, when it comes to talking about a face she makes to denote bad fart. Now, that's the only tongue-in-cheek joke I better to me. She was expressive. All right, I can handle that. It's part of the grammar. A few more terrible memes about gender. Derek says, I felt more uncomfortable with the previous translator. JP Hackett says, well, look, dummy, it isn't about your comfort. Not everything is about you, princess. Wow, you guys have a bunch. Who knew that such a Facebook fight would emerge? Because I was wondering why she makes those fucking faces. Let's see. I'm trying to get to the people who were kind of pissed off with me. Whitney Brainerd had a very polite way to describe it. Where is it? I saw hold on. I'll get to it. Beth writes, she is doing her job, so kind of short. And I was like, oh, I know that. Is that the way it's done? So, yeah, it's starting to turn. Andy and I had a nice exchange. That worked out okay. I had a few more questions about it. It seemed like the more I asked, the more in the weeds I got. Sue writes, I find it sad when adults mock appearances. I don't like it from either side. You can have different beliefs, but it's just mean to mock someone's physical appearance. I'm like, I'm not mocking. I'm asking what the deal is. Jamie comes to my defense. Finally, the cavalry arrives with, Sue, do you really find it that sad? I'm asking this because you are a fan of the Eric Zane Show podcast. He's made a living over the last few decades. Wait a minute, maybe this doesn't help. Mocking people's appearance. You can't be too sad about it. I wasn't mocking anybody, guys. Dustin says he's not talking about her general appearance, but the faces she makes while doing her signing. It's on you guys for generalizing her looks. Thank you. I appreciate that, Dustin. And then I said to Jamie, yeah, I'm not mocking anybody. Who said anything about mocking? Jamie Rangel writes, isn't that how Zane lost his last job? And that's where I was like, all right, asshole. I wrote back. It says it's voice inflection for the deaf. Evan says, thanks to JP for giving us the answer that the thread so desperately needed. Mike says, Zane, some of us get your brand of humor and greatly appreciate it. I wasn't making a joke. Keep on doing your thing, brother. All right. Is it funny to see those faces? Perhaps. You might think so, but she made the faces. I wanted to illustrate the point. It's not what a fucking weird thing this is. I got people saying, that's hilarious, Zane. And other people saying, you're an asshole, Zane, when all I wanted to know was what the fuck is going on. Oh, fuck. Just lost my spot. There was one dude in particular who really got bent. Scott Thomas. Here you go. I'll end with this one. Asswipe. She's a human being taking up a career helping others who are unable to hear. Sorry, she is not such an esteemed radio personality whose only job is to broadcast from his spare bedroom. Dipstick. Wait, you can't open up with a strong ass wipe and then go to dipstick. What the fuck? Easy target, huh? Stick with making fun of Huge. He's an easy target, too. What the fuck? Poor Bill, he's getting in between the eyes from this cocksucker. If you can dish it out, I hope you can also take it, too. Yeah, I can take it, ass fuck. But I'm not gonna sit here and just let you beat the shit out of me. I'm gonna demand. I'm gonna respond the way I am, and you're a fucking idiot. I wrote, I was just asking. Sheesh, excuse me, you fucking dick. And he wrote, maybe you can book. I don't get this. Gary the Conqueror from the. Highlighting our exchange on the show today. Ha ha! Cue into about a minute 15, man. Zane challenges you to fight, you fucker. All right, so that's what went down on the Facebook fight. There was one in particular. Oh shit! Boy, did I laugh at this. All right, I think the guy who won the whole thing was Thomas. And it just made me laugh. And I can't even say I agree with it. It's just the way he wrote it. He wrote, everyone making comments, all butthurt, acting like they don't agree that she looks dumb as hell. I get being part of signing, but this lady is being extremely fit. What the fuck? Oh, shit. Who knew? Seriously. I mean, yeah, she's great at her job, and everybody knows what's going on, but I think we need to do the Eric Zane show. You know, like what you remember back in the 80s, you did the Pepsi Challenge? You put the I just got that. Surrounding people who are hearing impaired. Am I supposed to say deaf? Is that bad? Good? I don't know. I mean, I'm just asking. I don't know shit about this. In a quest to figure shit out, I got people calling me names, insulting my career, talking about me getting fired. I want to fucking fight all of you assholes. Shit, what a shit show that was. Probably lost another 30 people on Facebook like I do every fucking day. Shit. Okay. As you know, she does the signing for Michigan's Governor Whitmer. It was a the Elk Rapids, what do you call it, marina, and say, hey, can we get the boat in the water? No. The fact that he dropped that and he didn't have the foresight to know how that looked is just so stupid. To the story in a second. I got an email from Zaniac Tim. Holy fuck, Zane. Regarding yesterday's podcast, I was in the middle of sending another rebuttal to your rebuttal about the governor. However, you dropped the line about how the governor said no more butthole for her husband after that stunt. I lost my shit. Well done. Signed, emailer Tim. This Republican congressman in the state of Michigan named Mike Shirkey, he's been outside of the Capitol with all the protesters and being kind of a cock knocker about the whole coronavirus shutdown thing. Well, he is, I don't know how much of a bad move this is. I think it actually is a good move. I'm kind of on his side in this. This is going to sound strange to you. But again, my support of Governor Whitmer ends with stay at home. Outside of stay at home, I'm not a fan of hers at all. Even though she's freaking hot as hell. Oh, my gosh, she hot. Damn it. What a freaking hot-ass governor she is. I'm just in love with her. Heart eyes all the way. Eyes on springs with hearts on the end of them. Auga! Auga! The theory is she lied about the whole get our boat in the water. She said it was a joke, which Bleeding Heart Brian had posted and said to me, that sounds like something Trump would say. It kind of does. I don't know if this is that's salacious of a cover-up. I think that the cover is always worse than the crime. You don't want to be the one trying to backtrack and explain. This one centers around the effort to squelch the Facebook post about it in the first place by the guy who owns the marina and the local, or I should say the state congressman who also shared the post. Here's what's going on. Republican legislature of a social media post about her husband's attempt to get the boat in the water, only to later acknowledge he did drop her name as a joke. As you recall, yesterday, or on Tuesday, the governor confirmed that Mark Mallory called the dock company, did what we already talked about, after she had urged people to think long and hard about visiting the region. And Zaniac Kent dropped the E at a on second thought, I don't think she should have gone. I don't think she should be going to that part of the state. I think I should, but I'm also not the governor. I'm not leading by example. And basically, I go to my property and I stay on 10 acres and cook bacon in my underwear, okay, and drink 24 Bush NAs. I still can't believe I drink 24 of those. So yes, she shouldn't even be there. This is going to come as a shock to a lot of you people. But again, I told you, my support ends with her stay-at-home order. It ends there. That's it. Friday to push other Republican to tell Barrett to take down the post of dock owner. Do you follow what's happened here? Friday. The post was based on a post by the owner of North Shore Dock, who said his staff took a call from Mallory. The post was based on for the Memorial Day weekend. Mallory was told no chance. Marina owner Tad Delker wrote that Mallory said, well, yeah, I'm the husband of the governor. Will this make a difference? According to the Detroit News. North Shore Dock subsequently said on Facebook that Mallory was respectful and understood why the company could not quickly get his boat in the water. But that didn't stop Tad Delker from making that post. He was probably like, fuck that. I mean, I get it. I understand why you would do that. Most people are pissed off at the governor right now. Did she lie? But she directed her staff to lie on her behalf in order to cover up her own lies. That's what Shirky says. He said this in statements from the Senate floor. He said Whitmer's staff was emphatic that the story was false and that it should be removed. So they're saying, this didn't happen. This didn't happen. Take it down. It didn't happen. So Senator Tom Barrett said, okay, you're probably right. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Even though Barrett is a Republican, Whitmer is a Democrat, he, in a bipartisan move, said, okay, Governor, I can appreciate that. I'm going to take that down. Well, it's not a lie. It fucking happened. Uh-oh. Now you've got a problem. Brown said Shirky's comments were incorrect and unfair, and frankly, he owes the governor an apology. I don't know if he does. She's been completely honest about the situation, and she never directed her staff to mislead anyone or to contact his office. So now you have a lie on top of a lie, according to Shirky. The guy who took the post down is a Republican representative from Charlotte, Michigan. He took the post down at the request of the governor's office out of an abundance of caution, but quickly re-verified the story over the weekend. Her staff moved from expressly if you come out, Governor Whitmer, and said, my fuckface husband is an asshole, and no because if you get caught in a lie and the leadership on the other side of the aisle finds out about it, you think they're going to keep that quiet? You dumb shit. Learn something about politics. How can you not know how the game is played at this point? My God. Okay. Barrett said her staff moved from expressly denying it to the Senate leadership to not engaging on the issue, then by saying in Michigan and impugned the integrity of me. And I take my integrity very seriously. So she's like, oh, no, it's a joke. Well, you're making all these people look like liars then. So what's the truth here? Oh, my God. Spokesperson Brown confirmed that one of Whitmer's staff reached out to Shirky's office on staff's own initiative regarding not posting about the governor's family based on an assumption that was obviously incorrect when it became clear the staff stay-at-home order. You're like, finally, get her. All right. Oh, my God. SpaceX got scrubbed, and I was so bummed out. I got to talk about that. I got to talk about how Trump is trying to stop internet. What? This story is ridiculous. I can't wait to get to it. You know me. A kid graduating from 5th grade and a kid graduating from 1st grade. And obviously, you know, I gotta Eric Zane. Listen up. Riverbend Body Shop fixes them. That's been the mantra for years with me. Only one place to take it, Riverbend Body Shop on Lake Michigan Drive, just east of Wilson in Grand Rapids, Michigan. RiverbendBodyShop.com is their website. If you want, you can post the damage to your car on their online portal. You can do it that way. If you don't want to like be in person because of, you know, the COVID threat, which they are, boy, they're all covered up. They're like wearing beekeeper suits. I went there and had some damage checked out on an estimate for a car. Or you can text them along, 1631. Hour later, Zach DeGroot sends you an estimate. So this is going to set you back $800. You want a loaner car? Nah, sounds good. 2 days later, you got your car. Do you need a loaner car? Yeah. All right, let's make an appointment. I'm going to have you here next Friday at 3 p.m. I'll give you the keys to this car, and then that's it. It's awesome. Thank you, Riverbend Body Shop. On my next sponsor, and because it's a lot of amazing information, and I got to make sure that's right. AR. They sell their health and wellness products via independent distributors, okay? And the independent distributor that I want you to call upon is a sweet young lady by the name of Kim Lazara. Most of you will know that name, Kim Lazara, from a previous podcast. It's just the damnedest thing that all of a sudden now we are business partners. I know 1,000,001 jokes. I'll let you do the heavy lifting, okay? But I want you to think about Zingular, to check them out for their products on health and wellness. We're talking about energy. We're talking about healthy living. We're talking about eating right. We're talking about weight loss. We're talking about whatever supplement. There is so many options with Zingular, and my God, all of them are delicious and so helpful, okay? There are 3 starter kits that I want you to think about: the Core Kit, the Ignite Kit, and the Ultimate Kit. All the information is on her website, which you can get to by going to mine, ericzaneshow.com. Smoothies, shakes, you take the supplements with which are from a healthy shopping list that they provide, and then the weight starts to fall off. You're incorporating your exercise with it. It's an overall package, because let's face it, a lot of the times you might be exercising, you might be dieting, but you're like, what do I eat? And I'm running out of options. I don't know what to do, and I don't know. I'm kind of lost. Singular is the one place to get it all. She's fantastic. Go check out her site. You can find it at ericzaneshow.com. All right. Thank you to Kim for being on board with the show. I know that's a little long-winded, but, frankly, this isn't something that I can just say, here's 5 seconds, and you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. If you've been struggling with weight loss, you're constantly getting sick, it might not be meaning that you need to go spend thousands of dollars at the doctor. (989-560-7272). What do? They clean workplace environments, my gosh. Hospitals, banks, you name it. Nerve centers, servers, in and around any business. They make that a pristine, hospital-like sanitized environment because you cannot have dust and oddly charged particles floating around, burning out your hard drives. That is a thing. You don't believe me? Look it up. They get in there. Zaniac Will at 989-560-7272. Green Clean Technologies. All my sponsors are found on the scrolls on the homepage of ericzaneshow.com. All right, so Trump is acting like a first-class twat, and all of you know it. This is ridiculous. I am never, ever afraid to call it as I see it. When I see Trump say something great, I go, that's fucking breath-holding hogwash. I'm going to shut down Twitter is bullshit. What the fuck? How can you with a straight face say what you're possibly saying?
Just a rude person you are.
Fuck off. I don't want to hear it. Fuck you. You got to be out of your mind. I'm going to stop Twitter. I'm going to shut down Twitter because they put a fact check icon they say is bullshit. Is that how this works? That looks so bad to me. I mean, you seem like a child. You seem like a little boy when you do stuff like this. I mean, that's something a kid would do. I don't like That's the old take my ball and go home. I don't want to play. This is so stupid. Trump may put out a tweet about, I don't know, something about mail-in ballots. It's something that I was not interested in. And, whatever. Trump posts shit all the time. And you read it. And I, honestly, when I see Trump tweet, I look at it as entertainment. And, I am, when I see a lot of it, I'm like, oh, my God, he's going to piss some people off with that. That's entertaining. That's funny. Some of it I agree with. Some of it I don't. The stuff I don't agree with, I shrug. I'm smart enough to make my own decisions. I decide what's true and what's not. And that's a personal thing between me and me only. I don't share it with my wife. I don't share it with you. I've got my own opinions about him. I am going to vote for that guy, but he's more often than not, he's a fucking clown. And when he steps in it, I'm the first one to say that's bullshit. And this is bullshit. Now I know what I'm going to hear. Well, how can you possibly vote for him? It's like, mind your own fucking business. You worry about you, I'll worry about me. Okay? And we're all going to be happier in the long run. I don't criticize you. I don't ask you for your decisions of why you vote for what you want to vote for. I covered it a little bit in the Ask Me Anything because that's an Ask Me Anything. But I'm not the guy to get in an argument about Trump. But to be fair, this is stupid. He posted some tweet about, I don't know, like I said, something to do with voting, mail-in fraud and shit. And I don't know, it might be true, might be not, I don't know. Twitter, we're not And man, if I'm the guy that runs Twitter, if you don't want them to get your goat, don't show them where it's hid. Don't let them know what makes you mad. Well, this made him mad. So if I'm the guy, if I don't like Trump, I'm going to put a fact check on every single thing he says. Trump is actually saying in a weird thing that Twitter is censoring him and taking away his right to free speech. And because they are doing that, he is going to look to take away their right to free speech. Now think about that. It's kind of like this weird, is it you take away mine, I'll take away yours? Is that what he's trying to get at? And, the First Amendment says he can't do that. And some of you might be as bold and dumb to say, yeah, well, Twitter can't do that to him. Why do we have to? Twitter can do whatever the fuck it wants. It is a private entity. It is a business. One of the things they say is you can't propagate false information on Twitter. You're using their platform. If you go and buy a billboard from Gannett Outdoor and write on it a falsehood, and you write, Eric Zane is a Nazi, Gannett Outdoor would take that down. Because you can't do that. You can't have false information like that. That's up to, and then if the guy who put it up says, yeah, that's my right to free speech. Gannett would say, yeah, but it messes with our policy. You can't do that. We're taking it down. That's what Twitter did. But they didn't take it down. They just fact-checked it. So when I hear people cry about entities deplatforming like Alex Jones or shutting shit down or fact-checking it, and then crying, my free speech is violating my free speech. That's not violating your free speech. That's not free speech. Okay? A violation of free speech would be him shutting down Twitter, which is what he wants to do. President Trump threatened on Wednesday that Republicans will try to close down social media platforms a day after Twitter for the first time added a fact check to two of his tweets. One's concerning his unsubstantiated claims that widespread mail-in fraud. Said that Republicans feel all of a sudden he's made this is a focal point of his concern because they fucking fact-checked him. He writes, Republicans feel that social media platforms totally silence conservative voices. They do not. You've been doing this for decades. One fact, two fact, the thing that you've been doing for years. We will strongly regulate or close them down. He has this great broad power in front of him called Constitution. And the first rule of it says he cannot do that. So this is kind of embarrassing, frankly, that this is even a thing. We saw what they attempted to do and failed. What the fuck he's talking about? I don't follow that closely. We can't let a more sophisticated version of that happen again. Just like we can't let large-scale mail-in ballots take root in our country. It would be a free-for-all on cheating, forgery, and the theft of ballots. That might be true. I don't know. Whoever cheated the most would win. Likewise, social media. Clean up your act now. A few hours later, the president continued his tirade, singling out Twitter, saying that everything we have been saying about them and their other compatriots is correct, and there will be big action to follow. If I'm Twitter, I'm like, all right, well, go for it. I'd like to see you try. Wow. What a mess. So, all right. So that's it. That's my take on it. Shut up, Trump. Get to work and leave them the fuck alone. Post whatever you want on Twitter. Understand that if it is kind of sideways and they put a fact check on it, those are the breaks. Sorry, man. You live by Twitter, you die by Twitter. Bummed out yesterday. I started watching the live feed of SpaceX. Oh, my God. That big, beautiful rocket created by an unbelievable engineering mind and Elon Musk. I like Elon Musk. He's weird, and I can barely understand what he's saying. He always sounds like he's from like another country. He's from like Whoville or something. It just the oddest, weirdest accent I've heard. I think he's born and raised in the U.S., right? But 18 years ago, he had the idea for the Falcon Heavy rocket, and that's it, man. That rocket is awesome. I posted the double landing that took place in 2018. The thing takes off, and then it comes back down to Earth. He's got like on the side of the rocket, it's like a solid fuel rocket booster. You remember on the space shuttle there was that big, enormous solid fuel rocket booster, and then on the side there were those other two rockets. That's what this is, except it doesn't land in the ocean and is destroyed. Okay? It's not a one-shot deal. The Falcon takes off, and then when it would deploy the Crew Dragon spaceship, it's fluttering around in the outer reaches of the atmosphere. And then what it does is through calculations and various bursts of ignition off the side of it, it rights it so it's up and down, okay? Like the point of a pencil in the air. And through a series of calculations and maneuvers from mission control, from the private company, you got some nerds that are like playing a video game. It and write it as it comes back to where they want it to go and propels it, and then it'll drift, fall back through the atmosphere. The heat shield will protect it. It's now falling straight down to where the landing pad is, and then they ignite this fucking rocket, and then like 5 motors fire up and put this super strong bird in place. And holy shit, the rocket drops dramatically in speed. 300 miles an hour, it's falling, then all of a sudden, boom, puts on the brakes. Add another boost, boom, more brakes. It's now falling straight to the ground. It's a mile above the earth. Falling fast. You got about 15 seconds before touchdown. Big bird, put the motor on. It gets to be about a football field's in length from the pad. And then these stands come down off the side of the rocket. And then they put the burn on a little more, kill the motor, lands gently. Unbelievable. That's what is powering the Crew Dragon spaceship, which this is terrific. This is a meeting of the brains of NASA with the ingenuity of a private company. It is absolutely fantastical, and as you can tell, I am very much into this. So I got done with the podcast yesterday. I linked it up and posted it. I said, here's the fucking live feed. Watch this shit. It's great because they got cameras everywhere. And these two astronauts, Benkin and Hurley, they get all suited up in these badass-looking spacesuits, and they jump in a Tesla and drive to the launch site. Gull wing doors open up in the Tesla. I think that's what they call them. They get out. They go up this fast-ass elevator 22 stories up. They go up the steps. They get in the cockpit. They're strapped in. All this, you got these people that with the space station. This is only really a test. It's the first time any manned astronaut in years. But it is a big deal because they're going to dock at the space station, do some experiments, screw around, whatever. Falcon Heavy and the Crew Dragon can get up, no problem, and do its thing. Now we're starting to look towards space exploration with the intent of perhaps colonizing the moon or space tourism, which would be an entirely massive industry. Not only colonizing the moon for research and entertainment, but it also means colonizing the moon with launch capability. If you can launch from the moon, that's a totally different ball of wax than launching from Earth. You need less fuel to go farther, go to faraway places like Mars, wash, rinse, repeat, space tourism to Mars, fly back. If you can prove that you have a rocket that can get you to point A or B and then land the rocket, you can fucking hop from planet to planet. Not exactly the greenest of pastures on Mars. Understand that. But still, there's a lot that can happen here that is magnificent in scope if you think about it. And I get very, very excited about it, and I hope you like it too. But, man, I'm stoked about this. So they get all the way strapped in, and they get, like, down to, like, the nitty-gritty, and the weather's been shitty. They finally go, you know what? No, not going to happen. Scrapping the launch. So these poor dudes, they've been up since, like, 5 in the morning, you know. Bathroom break. God, I got to go. Get me out of the seat. So they take them out. Got to do it all Saturday. That's going to be fun to watch, man. I'll link it up. You got to watch this. I love this. Oh! All right. The next thing I want to talk about is some video that you must see. And occasionally I do this on the podcast. Actually, probably once a show. I will say, I have video that you must see. Like yesterday, I had video that you must see. I thought the one to watch was the guy from American Idol, Archie Williams. Williams. I won't blow it for you. He's from Louisiana. His backstory is amazing. That's one of the best parts about American. Did I say American Idol? No, I didn't. It's one of the best parts about America's Got Talent is the backstory on some of these people. So watch it from yesterday's podcast. You're gonna cry, okay? But the video that I have for here to talk about with you today is I am gonna spoil it, but you still need to see it. I've got that. And probably America's worst judge. You won't believe what this judge said to a rape victim. But first, let's talk firearms, weaponry. Some of you aren't into firearms. I get that. Me, I am. I love weaponry. I don't have a big collection. I've got a couple of pistols that I carry on me at all times. Nah, I just carry one. I carry my 9mm with me all the damn time. Like, I don't want to carry my 9. No, I take it back. If I have a suit coat on, I'll put the 9 in my back because the coat covers it. But if I don't have a jacket on and my shirt's tucked in, I don't want to put my 9 because you can see it. I always want to conceal it. So if I don't have a jacket on, I'll just put the 38 in my pocket. It's super small and awesome. You can't even tell I got the damn thing. And I can do that because I have my license to do that in the state of free zone. I think that's all bullshit. Those should all be more gun zones, frankly. But I got to play by the rules. That's a felony. You don't want to do that. All right. The guy who taught me how to do that is retired U.S. Army Major Steve Prince. Not taught me how to do that. The guy who taught me what I needed to know to get my CPL in the state of Michigan. His next class is June 4th. That's a Thursday. It's actually a 2-part class. You're going to do half the class work on Thursday the 4th, and then you're going to take the test. You're going to pass. He's going to give you a certificate saying you've done it. You've taken the coursework. I am a certified pistol license instructor. And you now take it to your county and go get your license, man. You've done it. His class costs you $125. That's all it takes for you to get your certification. And it's going to cost you another $110 to get your license from the county here in Michigan. 616-204-1705. If you are concerned about what you will do, dime and sheep is an insult. I don't. It's understandable. Carrying a pistol ain't for everybody. I wish it were, but it's not. Call Prince, 616-204-1705. Don't get him started on Governor Whitmer. Do not mention Governor Whitmer with him on a stay-at-home order. He's going to lecture you. It's terrible. 616-204-1705. Also, I mentioned earlier, Jason, the Saranac shit kicker in the wasteland with Lord Humongous earlier in the podcast. The other half of the Saranac shit kickers is Benjamin. Benjamin and Kyle from BK Guns and Stuff. Now, Benjamin and Kyle own BK Guns and Stuff. They are the gunsmiths of choice for the Eric Zane Show podcast. If you need the Newtons to fix your stuff, you want to call 616-902-20. Refurbishing the gun, cleaning the weaponry, repairing the weaponry, modifying the weaponry. Some of you know what that means. Like, I want it to look like this, or I want it to. Fact-checked on the magazine. Yep, they can do that too. Can you put a MAGA hat on the gun itself? Yeah, they can do that too. How about just buy a home defense shotgun? They can do it all. Thank you to BK Guns and Stuff, 616-902-2447. They service weapon, people who own weaponry all throughout the They're weaponry to BK Guns and Stuff. They have it taken care of. It's so awesome. These guys are the best. All right. I am done with you have a business, and you think fucking Zane's telling it like it is, and he's killing the messages for all of these sponsors. Couple $100 a month. Let's call it $150. If you're in that spot, and I've got people that spend what they can afford. Basically, I design plans for all of them, marketing. Because I make it so that they can. And I can do that because I call the shots. I can make these deals however I like. They're all handshake deals. It's easy. Just try me. What do you have to lose? Eric at ericzaneshow.com. And let me, first of all, tell you how many people are listening, where they're listening, how many people are watching. I have all this information at my disposal. Touch me, then radiant tenth of the cost. You notice all these sponsors, they stay with me. They keep signing up. It's because the phone keeps ringing off the hook. It's working for them. So, but don't take my word for it. I go out of my way to give you like the names and the numbers of the businesses that are on my podcast. Martinez and say, hey, Senor Martinez. You're darn right. Eric at EricZaneShow.com if you want in. All right, I saw a video and last night, and at first I thought fake, not real, fake. It's real. Whew, man, this is incredible. You got some kid in Italy, and the kid's a total nerd. He was busy in it looked to be like kind of a grove of small pine trees, looking for semi-precious. So this kid is walking around looking for semi-precious gemstones, and he encounters not a bear, but the bear. You know, you might get a black bear, you know. That's definitely something you want to be cautious of. A black bear can fucking kill you in a second. But a grizzly bear, the bear, the biggest of the big, you know. I mean, this is a fucking monster. The kid and his family are very knowledgeable about what to do in a bear attack. Now, the first thing I thought of is, I'm going to use this as a template if I ever am encountering a bear up at Fear Bunker North. And I need to show this to my wife because I know what I would do if I saw a big-ass bear on his back legs getting ready to kill me. I would scream and run. And they always say, don't run from a bear. Don't run from a bear. Don't be an asshole. You're going to get killed. The bear's fast as shit. He's going to eat your fucking face. And Dinah would do the same thing. We'd just run away, or I'd try to, like, shoot it. Yeah, what the fuck, a 9mm, even a shotgun with a grizzly bear, you're going to have to unload, like, oh, you're going to be dead because he's going to come running at you, snorting, snotting. And the bullet's going to be like, he's going to be like, whatever, fuck you. And he's just going to murder you. And, boy, he's going to eat the shit out of your rib cage. It's going to be terrible. He knows what to do. Now, I don't know if Dad was shooting video of the kid wandering around this grove and then just remained calm, or if he, like, busted out his cell phone to record his son doing the right thing. I don't know. They might all be that fucking cool of cucumbers. This kid backs away a little slowly, taking steps. He's not panicked in any way. He apparently knows that what you have to do is you are not supposed to look into the eyes of the bear. Technically, you're not supposed to turn your back on the bear. He does do that to some degree, but he keeps looking back, and he's walking meticulously, deliberately, and cautiously, but firmly. And slow. Really slow. You see the bear. He's big and bold and enormous grizzly. And you can actually hear him going. And the kid's got his bag of gems. He reaches into the bag and looks at one of the gems while he's walking. What the hell? What is it this kid has made? His nerves of steel. I'm going to play you the audio in a second here. You hear the guy in Italian talking to the kid, saying, no doubt, walk towards me, walk towards me. You can hear, like, Mamma Mia in the background going, oh, Mamma Mia, Mamma Mia, Mamma Mia. And she's kind of freaking out. And then Luigi's like, he says in Italian, shut the fuck up. We got this. And then it worked. Before I play that, though, for you, this is what it says. a 12-year-old Italian boy kept his cool when he stumbled out of the massive brown bear, walked unscathed. Alessandro Franzoi was very, very cool. He said, quote, "It was the best day of my life. I really hoped something like that would happen." I knew I must not surprise the bear and that I just had to move away from it. I didn't look in the eyes, he said. I didn't want the bear to see me as a threat. What 12-year-old has this type of togetherness in his nerves to be able to do what he did and all the while somehow enjoy it? Oh, my God. Caught on cell phone video, happened in the mountains near Sporminore in northern Italy. I don't know why I feel the need to do that when I see Italian places and names. Alessandro was out on a picnic with the family, including Mom and Mom's boyfriend. So I guess the male voice you hear is the boyfriend, and Mamma Mia is Mom. He walked into the bushes looking for the stones. Bear popped out. They said, "Don't panic. Keep coming. Ale." I called him Ale. "Don't turn your back on him. He's just minding his own business," Dad said. Boy made it safely, not before one last flourish from the beast, which reared up on its hind legs. Bear, holy shit. Coronavirus saved this kid's life. The woods and wildlife are his passion. His uncle Federico told the paper he reads a lot of books. He studies and dreams of having adventures. Alessandro, you have won the internet today. I will link this up in the comments of this shitty podcast. And then you can see for yourself. But this is how it sounded as the bear is slowly ambling toward Alessandro as he walks away with a "I don't give a fuck" attitude, looking at gems.
Vieni, Ale.
Come on, Ale.
Dai, dai. Sì, la sto...
Steps.
Non dargli la schiena, lui fa I cavoli suoi.
That's him saying, "Don't be a pussy, hurry up."
Vieni, Ale, vieni.
Said, "You're doing great, Ale. You're doing great. When you get older, you'll get tons of pussy from this video."
Mama.
Guarda che il vento...
That's the kid saying, "Mama, look, I'm telling a bear to fuck off."
Stai...
Shut the fuck up, Mom. We got this.
Shh.
Shut up, Mom. Oh, my God. Can you believe that? How awesome is that? Yes. No problem. We got this. Jesus. Oh, my God. All right. Holy shit. We just set a record. That's a 2-hour, about 2 hour. At Eric Zane Show. Let me back up. Facebook, brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. You can find it facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. Twitter, the Blue Frost IT Twitter handle at Eric Zane Show. Instagram. Search Eric Zane Show, brought to you by the Mario Flores Lakeshore Team of Van Dyke Mortgage. YouTube. Subscribe to my channel. Don't be a dick. Buy a friggin' t-shirt, you cheap bastard. Subscribe, rate, and review the audio podcast. You do all of those things, I make road. Bye-bye.
Just a rude person you are.
I heard he's got a big cock.
Nice boobs.
Binging. Binging. Let's go. Let's go.
Nice boobs, Tyler.
Have you ever have your own beef? No beef.